Hello everyone. This video is the second program. The program is about average of two numbers. So now we'll talk about algorithm, flowchart and source code. Algorithm is step 1 begin, step 5 end. So every algorithm will have begin and end as I told in the last example also. So from begin and end. Now look at the other three steps. Other three steps are what? What you wanted to calculate average. So average should be one of the variable. Let it be output variable. So average of two numbers. And this is what your input variables. So we need two input variables. If you know these two values, then only you can calculate average. So you should know these two values. That's why I wrote here read. Read number one value, number two value. After you know the value, what you will do? You will calculate the average. So you can calculate sum, then you can write sum by 2. Or else you can directly write this formula. Step 4, print average, end. And flowchart is what? The same, it reflects in the flowchart. Start, take number 1, comma number 2, average is equal to. So before you draw flowchart, you just write as it is whatever in the algorithm to flowchart. When you know about the flowchart symbols, start symbol, oval, and input symbol, parallelogram, display symbol, rectangle. If you know this, you can use it easily, right? Now let's see the source code. Source code is what? So I wrote here only the title of the program in comment line. So it is your documentation section. Next is about heading section. So this header file is required because standard input output I'm using here printf is my standard output function. Standard input function is scanf. So stdio.h stands for standard input output header file. That is I'm including into my program. Now int number 1 comma number 2 comma average. Why I have to take only integer? You can take any data type. It doesn't mean always the number should be integer. You can take any value. If your values are having decimal points, take float data type. If your values are mixed data type, take as double. So I'm writing a basic program of C. So I'm taking integer as my data type. Integer number 1 comma number 2. So you have here three variables. That's what you have to put comma. And end of the line should be semicolon. So I have three variables, then number 1 comma, number 2 comma, average, semicolon. Variable name need not to be number 1, number 2, or output variable need not to be average. You can take any value. So now coming to printf. Printf is what? Enter two values. So this is what output statement. It will come in the output box. So enter two values means user have to enter. That means you have to enter. Now I have to enter 15 comma 30. You can give any integer value. Then you have to write the formula for average. So I told in the algorithm that you can write here sum by 2. Sum can be number 1 plus number 2. Or directly you can give average is equal to number 1 plus number 2 by 2. So after you calculate average, you just print that value. Printf function to print a value should be like this. Average is equal to percentile D, average. Return 0. Now look at the output, how you got. Enter two values. This is what you gave in the printf statement. 15 comma 30 I have given through scanf statement. So average I have calculated here and I displayed here through printf. That's it. Yes. Thank you all.